Welcome back to Grammar Grade 9. This is Unit 4, Lesson 29, and today we're going to sort sentences by what they do, by their purpose. Some sentences tell us things, and some sentences tell us to do things. Those are two very different jobs, and English has a name for each. Let's dig in. Let's begin with a simple idea. Every sentence has a job, a purpose it's trying to carry out. Some sentences simply make a statement. We call those declarative. Other sentences give a command or make a request. We call those imperative. There are actually 4 kinds of sentences in English, but today we'll focus on just these 2, the 2 you use most often, when you tell someone a fact or tell them to do something. Let's start with the declarative sentence. A declarative sentence makes a statement. It tells the reader something, a fact or an opinion. Here's one. Diet soda is my favorite drink. That sentence simply states an idea and comes to a quiet stop. And notice how it ends, with a period. That's the signature of a declarative sentence. It states something and it closes with a period. Most of the sentences you read and write every day are exactly this kind. Now meet the imperative sentence. An imperative sentence gives a command or makes a request. It tells someone to do something. Listen to this one. Report any safety violation. That's a direct command. It's telling the listener to take an action. But imperatives aren't always firm. They can be polite too. Please pass the wrench. One issues an order, and the other asks a favor. Yet both are imperative, because both are telling someone to act. Whether firm or gentle, an imperative points at an action it wants done. Here's the part that makes imperatives special. Look again. You report the issue right away. Where's the subject? You won't see it written down, but it's absolutely there. The subject of an imperative is an understood you, the person being spoken to. Even though the word you isn't printed, the sentence is aimed straight at the listener. You are the one being addressed. So every command carries a hidden subject. It is always spoken to you. Let's set the 2 side by side, because the same idea can be shaped either way. As a declarative sentence, you should wear eye protection. That version tells the reader a fact. It's a statement, and it ends with a period. Now as an imperative, wear eye protection. That version tells the reader to act. It's a command, spoken to that understood you. Same message about safety, but one reports it and the other orders it. The purpose is what separates them. One more thing to watch, the punctuation. Most imperatives end calmly, with a period. For example, always wear eye protection. It's a firm instruction, but it ends just like a statement would. When the command is urgent or forceful, though, you can end it with an exclamation point instead. Picture someone shouting a single word, stop. That exclamation point shows strong feeling and real urgency. So the rule of thumb is simple. A period for most commands and an exclamation point when the command is strong. Let's turn all of this into a quick check. First, ask, is the sentence stating a fact or an opinion? If it is, it's declarative, and it should end with a period. Second, ask, is the sentence telling someone to do something? If it is, it's imperative, a command or a request. And here's the giveaway for an imperative. Try slipping the word you in front of the verb. If you fits naturally as the hidden subject, you're looking at an imperative. Answer those, and you can name either kind on sight. Ready to practice? Time to practice. In this first set, I'll show you a sentence, and you decide whether it's declarative, making a statement, or imperative, giving a command or request. Pause the video and try each one before I reveal the answer. Please close the lab door. Is this a statement, or is it telling someone to act? The word please is a clue that we're making a polite request, and the sentence is directed at an understood you. So this one is imperative. The experiment lasted 3 hours. This sentence isn't asking anyone to do anything. It's simply reporting what happened. It states a fact and ends with a period. So this one is declarative. Record your results in the notebook. Notice there's no visible subject. You can slip the word you right in front. You record your results. That understood you tells us it's a command. So this one is imperative. In this second set, we'll look a little closer at the hidden subject of an imperative and at some trickier statements and commands. Read each one carefully, pause, and decide before I answer. Hand me the beaker. This is a command, so ask yourself, who is being told to hand it over? Not the beaker. The beaker is the thing being handed. The command is aimed at the listener, so the subject is the understood you. Get out of the way. That exclamation point might tempt you, but punctuation alone doesn't decide the kind. This sentence is ordering someone to move, and the word you fits right in front of it. It's a strong command, which means it's imperative. This solution is dangerous. It sounds like a warning, but look closely. It isn't telling anyone to do anything. It's stating a fact about the solution and ending with a period. That makes it declarative. Let's gather up what we learned. A declarative sentence makes a statement. It tells the reader a fact or an opinion, and it ends with a period. An imperative sentence gives a command or a request, and its subject is the understood you, the person being spoken to, even when the word isn't written. And remember the punctuation. Imperatives usually end with a period, but a strong command can take an exclamation point. In our next lesson, we'll meet the other two kinds of sentences, the ones that ask questions and the ones that burst with excitement. I'll see you there.